Alright, we're back. Jesus, we're back. Yeah. I had a homeless guy asking for money or whatever, and I was like, bro, if you've been asked for like $25 every day from people that you don't even know, and you don't have money like that, you're gonna learn how to say no.
Yeah.
Oh, I may be broke from these people that don't even work. Like, I go to work, man. But that being said, if you can help somebody and you're in the position to help them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's your money. So
yeah, you're allowed to do whatever you want with it.
Whether or not you
mean,
help or not. Like I had a thing where I was coming out of the restaurant where I worked, and this dude in a Mercedes car. It was a Mercedes truck, and he asked me for $25.
hey, little guy, got $25.
And I'm like, dude, I was like, dead ass. I was like, bro, you're driving a Mercedes truck. How will you not have at least $10 to fill your tank? And he goes, I don't know what the hell he said to me, man, but I kind of felt bad, to be honest with you. That's the last time, though.
He did.
I gave him I gave him $15.
I'm telling you, he probably had it. He's just good at that. He's good at just getting people to.
Fucking idiot.
He's getting free people to pay for him.
Yeah, man, that's fucked. So anyways, talking about relationships.
Well, it's a morality issue. Like, me and you agree that's a morality issue. A lot of people can't get up here and say that, and they're like, a lot of people that we know personally wouldn't like us saying some of the stuff we are, but at the end of the day, y'all never ask us. This isn't about y'all. This is about us, you know?
Seriously.
And if your lifestyle or you have all these problems and all these crazy things going on, it's probably because you need to take a look at yourself and look at the materials that you're looking at. And soul search. Read your freaking Bible yourself, man.
Soul search. Now, when you talk about soul searching, a lot of people will be like, "Oh, try all the drugs out there and like do this." There's a difference, man. There's just a difference.
I'm talking about this. I'm gonna put it in plain English. If you have not read the King James Bible or listened to the King James Bible or even Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John, like the main ingredients, right? If you haven't listened to any of that and you're trying to get advice and going to search for pills and all this crazy stuff, you've already messed up.
You're already messing up, because then you're going through life. You're basically going through your whole life based off of what you think you should be doing when the outline is right there.
Yeah, you're denying.
The outline's right there.
You're actually denying life.
You got a cheat sheet.
You're actually denying life. Yeah. And you're doing it on your own. Exactly. And there's only two people that get in heaven: perfect people and people that are forgiven. And none of us are perfect except one person, and that was Jesus. So you're gonna either learn about him or you're not. And you're going to try to do it on your own or you're not. And just guess what? Everybody that tries to do it on their own, they fail. It is what it is. We do bad things all the time.
Yeah, you know? I do bad things. Listen, man.
It's just part of life, man. It's not. Nobody's sitting up here saying, "Oh, I'm perfect."
I'm not.
Yeah, I'm definitely not.
I'm the first one to tell you I'm not.
I'm definitely not. And that's why I don't blog on a pulpit, because people look at them like they're perfect. I'm not a perfect person. I'm giving you who I am. You don't like it? It is what it is. I have to keep myself in check because I have to look up to God.
Yeah, not for you. Because listen, at the end of the day, if you upset somebody else, like, unless it's your boss or whatever, like, is that really that big of an issue? But if you are in a bad place with God, then that has an infinite amount of consequence.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I'd rather upset somebody else by believing what's right.
Yeah.
Than upsetting God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And being cool with some random Joe Schmo. You know what I mean?
And
that's people don't want to hear that, dude. Because people think that I'm telling you what to do.
No, yeah, they look at
what basis do I have? They'll be like, "Oh, what basis do you have?" I got a basis because somebody already lived it perfectly.
Yeah.
That's why. Because if it wasn't that way, then we'd be able to have a conversation. If it wasn't that way.
Yeah.
We'd have a conversation.
Yeah, let me put it. We got Fernando language, and we got Ryan language. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people look at the Bible as a bunch of rule books. Like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. Let's be honest here. The Bible has no shame. It has probably some of the worst people and the worst actions that you could think of in that book. But they teach you to see that, hey, if these people can
so
make
can
it,
you.
Yeah, if they can do it, then so can you. And the whole point to that is you can learn from other people's mistakes by seeing that these people went through it and suffered the hard way. You could skip out on the hard times by doing the right thing and the good thing.
Yeah, it's simple, but it's not easy.
No, yeah.
It's simple because it's literally laid out for you. It's literally laid out for you. But it's not easy because it's hard. You get tempted. It's like, some people might not understand that, but like, running 10 miles is simple as in it's not complicated.
Yeah,
but it's not easy because not anybody, you can't just go in and run 10 miles straight through. You know what I mean? So that's what that is,
Yeah.
That's what's crazy. And I don't know, it sucks because there's not a lot of people that think that way.
You don't become a professional in one day.
Mm-hmm.
It takes time. But also, you're never going to be perfect in this life. But you should strive. You should strive to be that. You should want to be that. And honestly, if you read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, you'll understand mercy and grace, and the things that you deserve, that you think you deserve, and things that you honestly don't deserve. You'll see. And a lot of people base life and reality off of what they believe and what their standard is.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear that you're not God. They don't want to hear that the zodiacs mean you're not God. They don't want to hear any of that. They don't want to hear you bash anything that they believe because it goes against their bubble. They want to stay in their comfort bubble and never get out.
Anything that even threatens to pop it is either a bigot or is evil or is not understanding or is unsympathetic or this
or
and that.
The race, you're racist.
Or it's just a racist.
Yeah, it's just like a sugar word. It don't mean nothing to me anymore. Y'all made the word turn into nothing.
That's man.
Like,
it's crazy.
Stop. Like,
it's crazy.
Look in the mirror and look at yourself.
Yeah.
The mirror shows you that you're dirty. What happens when you're dirty? You know that you need to go take a shower. You need to get washed. You need to get clean.
Yeah.
And a lot of people aren't doing that.
Saying,
and we didn't even come on here to the question I asked Fernando was, how do we fix a relationship problem?
All that comes back. Listen, we talk about all these. Okay, so look, so this is the frame, right? You got all these problems, whatever problems you have in America, wherever you live from, whatever, right? All those problems dwindle down to one common denominator, which is God.
Yeah.
That all those problems. And you take philosophy, logic, all those things come down. All mathematics, science, all that comes down to that's the one. What do you like? And if you don't think so, you haven't looked into it.
Well, a lot of people are just deny truth too. So people know the truth and deny it as well. So that's okay. You could do that. Here, I got you a lighter. Yeah. You could deny the truth, but at least as long as you know it. Like, see, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I said Bill Nye has read the Bible. He said he's read the Bible from front to cover. If he's actually done that, I give him more credit than half these other people out here.
I got you.
But if you haven't even read it or listened to it, if you have not read it or listened to it, and you speak on it, and you have all these problems in your life, to be honest, there's no one to blame but you. For real. You need to, just take a day or two to just hear something opposite of what you believe or what you think. And then, once you see this, you could attack the problems that you have. Like, oh, where'd the earth come from, or any of that. Or oh, who wrote the Bible, or any of that.
Well, first you gotta ask yourself.
You gotta attack that first. Or you gotta attack that after, once you dig deep into it. Go ahead.
What does Frank Turk say? Because one of the things, this one guy that we listen to, that's where I got a lot of my stuff, apart from him. He tells people, instead of wasting his own time, right? He'll go, if God came down or Jesus came down and presented himself to you, would you believe?
Some people still say no.
Some people say no, and some people are hesitant. So if you say no, then it's not a matter of whether or not it's true or whether or not the Bible's true or Christianity's true, whatever. It's not a problem of evidence. It's a problem of your heart. You don't want there to be.
You don't want it to be.
You don't want there to be a standard above yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So he pretty much says, if I could prove to you today that
beyond the benefit of the doubt,
would you believe it? Would you become a Christian? And some people say no. Well, then that means you weren't even trying to think about it. You didn't want that, and that's okay. You could think that way, but my advice to you is, or my answer to that is, good luck. And if you still have all those problems, then you need to see in yourself, hey, maybe I need to drop some of this pride. Maybe I gotta drop some of this, I'm so high and mighty, because not everybody's all high and mighty.
Yeah.
It's just reality. You're not the baddest in the world. You're not the coolest in the world. And even if you are the richest in the world, it doesn't mean anything.
Everybody got problems.
What, you got 80 years and then what? You're going to think of nothing?
Yeah.
You spend your whole life trying to figure something out, and you don't even read something that a lot of people have had success in, and you see a lot of growth in, and you don't want to do that for yourself. It's crazy, man.
You take the time to think about, this is one life, and you don't take the time to think of, what happens after. You know what I mean? You just want to say it's done, it's over with. Yeah, that's depressing. That's
the easy way out too.
That is so depressing.
So if that's the case, then if that's the case, and you really believe that,
shining on the Lord. What's my name? Ronaldo.
Ronaldo, Poppy
Ronaldo. Look at that. I need to get tan.
It's all good.
That's what I need.
Man, I don't know, bro. Sometimes I feel like some of this stuff is self-explanatory.
Yeah, you would think so, but it's not. And you were born into it. So this is a difference.
Hold on. But people that are born into it usually turn away.
You're right.
It's 3 out of 4.
You're right.
2 out of 3 lose the faith.
But they haven't been talked into it.
They were
So I'm
talked
like
out of
that.
it because they weren't talked into
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
so
That's straight Frank Turek.
Yeah, it is Frank
You've
Turek.
been listening to a lot of Frank Turek.
I've been listening to Frank Turek, dude.
Yeah.
I like that guy. He makes it easy for you to argue. There's easy points that you could like. Anyways, whatever. So he has, and I have a good family too. But he has a good family in the sense that,
of course,
his father is a Christian. You know, his
even
mother
hold on. Let me make a powerful statement. Even if they weren't, with the knowledge I have today, I'd still be one.
Facts. So
regardless of what they believe or not.
Well, my problem is I was born into. I like to say this. I was Catholic by culture, right? So I'm Hispanic, Latino, and
you are?
we're in fucking Colombia's, dude. Anyways,
oh snap.
What did I say? I was born Catholic by culture, which means that for me, it just means that I was just born into this faith, and I didn't really see. Honestly, it was just a blur, to be honest. When I thought about God, it was just about whether or not I was a nice person, or I tried to do good. You know what I'm saying? And then he came along, right, and started talking to me about these freaking, just everything.
In front of people that didn't want to hear it.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? I remember this time when we were walking out of, what was it, lunch or whatever.
Something, yeah.
And you said, like, specifically, because people were kind of getting on to you. And you said, yeah, this is exactly what my grandpa said was going to happen. People were going to fight back. And I was just like, I was kind of taken back because for me, and I don't think I've ever told you this, at that time it just seemed like you were all high and mighty at first, right? But then you started talking about it more, and obviously the way he carried himself has always been, and it's been different. He carries himself differently, right? And it's because of his faith. Do you know what I mean? It's just how he is as a person, and that's how I think, and that's kind of softened my heart, you know what I mean, and made me open. And then he introduced me to Frank Turek.
Yeah,
There's people called Living Waters, I think. Remember? Living Waters was the
Ray
first
Comfort,
one.
That's Ray Comfort.
Yeah, Ray Comfort, and then Frank Turek.
Dude, there's so many we can shout out. Ray Comfort, Kent Hovind, Kent Ham with the Ark Encounters.
You know, Kent Ham had an issue with Dr. William Lane Craig?
No, I did not.
But
even Dr. William Lane Craig, I like.
But yeah, so listen, for me personally, like, what really spoke to me, and this might not speak to you. For you, what might get you have that moment was would be just reading the Bible. For me, the moment was finding apologetics. Apologetics really like turned it for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But apologetics, Frank Turek, that Ray Comfort guy. But if you want to look at science.
Yeah, let me add on to this too. If you're a Christian, you're supposed to be the light of the world. Fernando pretty much said that I showed him that light. That doesn't mean
that's the perfect way to put it.
But that doesn't mean that you're supposed to just base your whole life off of one person.
Yeah.
Maybe I did it wrong, and maybe he's like, Fernando looked into it. He's like, dude, he's not even living like he's supposed to be. Well, the truth is, you should be doing this on your own.
A better example, instead of putting you on the spotlight, was that one guy. What's his name? That he was Rabbi Zacharias.
Oh yeah,
that dude was great dude.
And he still has good teachings that are above his actions.
Yeah, because guess what? Because just because he did wrong, doesn't make the truth any less true. Yeah. Just because I'm saying the truth and I didn't live the truth doesn't make it any less true. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just means that he had issues. He had issues, and that's why. And Frank Turek was talking about it. Is like that's why we can't be putting all of these.
You cannot put them in celebrity
positions
status.
of celebrity status. Yeah.
And then and if you really break it down, like I'm saying, read your Bible. Nebuchadnezzar did a lot of worse things than Ravi Zacharias, and he had a spiritual walk with God. It's just truth, and it's like, don't think that you are too far to come back, but also don't think it's a license to continue your lifestyle. You need to understand.
Don't think you're too far to come back. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good
one. Don't use it as a just excuse to do whatever you want either. Because there's two sides to that story.
Yeah, because I'll give you that. Santi.
Yeah.
Damn, I said a name.
I mean, Santi, as in Santiago, a place
that
we used to hang out.
That's actually a place in Colombia.
Yeah. You met somebody there that you were talking to me about.
Yeah. So whatever. Yeah. Well, that was the name of the place and the person, whatever. So he would always say, so if I did all these bad things and then I know I'm about to die and I just repent, I'm good. Yeah. That's what's really not tricky because you know what you're doing. You're trying to.
No, it's not. You know what you're doing. God reads your heart.
Yeah, exactly.
So you could try to flip that dice. You could try to flip that coin and lie to everybody else, but you're not gonna lie to God. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
See, God is the author of eternity.
Yeah.
So there's no getting past that.
No
You're talking about a lie detector test that you can't pass.
Yeah.
So you got to know in your heart. That's why Jesus says, come into my heart. He doesn't say come into my feeling so everybody else could think this. No, this is a walk that you have to walk. It's a personal relationship that you have to personally go through and do.
Yeah. It's fuck.
It's crazy.
You could really, like, on any topic of conversation, you could really bring it back. And you know what? Some people don't even like talking about it.
Hate it.
They
scared
hate
of it. They're scared of it.
They really
You're scared of it. You're scared.
Yeah, they really
Mr. Macho Tough Guy's scared. No, I'm playing. But a lot of people are scared.
Yeah, they're scared, or they just don't want to hear it, or they just like, oh, you're telling me I can't do this? It's like, I'm not telling you nothing. I'm just telling you where I got it from. You know? That's what I'm just relaying the message. I'm not the police telling you.
Yeah, don't shoot the messenger.
I'm not the
Hey, don't
police.
shoot the messenger.
Yeah, I'm not the moral police.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
I'm like, I was at church one time and the pastor said, it's been a long time since I've been in a building church. The building. I don't think church is a building, but the pastor said, hey, be a representation of Christ, and if worse comes to worse, at least be a bad representation. Don't be like that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was kind of joking, but it's true. If you're gonna be the black sheep, at least understand what you're doing, understand what's going on, and you shouldn't be happy about any of that. You know?
Exactly.
So.
You remember that guy, that pastor that said that you had to sing?
Yeah, Buddy Molly.
Isn't he like, he has white hair?
No. I said his name. I should have said his name, but I don't know what.
You remember his name? You remember how he looked like? Anyway, I think he went into Ruby Tuesdays. He was a nice guy.
No, the pastor that you're talking about is from. He's not bad, but he's not the one that said you had to sing. Robert goes there.
I don't know where that pastor's from. I'm just saying that I remember he came into the restaurant and you said, "This the guy, that guy." I said I didn't like to sing, and he goes, "You're telling me Jesus died for you and you can't even sing for him?"
Said it to you?
To you? No, he said that he said that to you before. You were just pointing it out.
Oh, you might be talking about a skinny guy.
Yeah, tall, skinny guy.
Oh yeah. I know who that is too. Yeah, he's like the hipster. He's like, but the whole point is. Your walk with God is different than his walk with God. So even him saying that, I mean, he's trying to guilt you into doing something, but like God.
I mean, some people are like, "Oh, really? Yeah, you're right." I mean, you're right.
No,
hold
on. God doesn't. What did God ask you to do?
To love Him.
He said,
heart, soul, and mind.
Well, that's one of the greatest commandments is to love thy God with all their heart, with all their soul, with all their mind. Yeah, and then love your neighbor as yourself. A lot of people don't even love your neighbor. You fight with your neighbor every day, okay? But no,
yeah, I do.
But God's requirements were to believe His only forgotten Son, so that you shall have eternal life and you shall not perish. Nowhere in there it said sing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gratitude. It's gratitude. He's trying to live up the crowd.
Yeah.
I get that. But just reality is, these are topics you can't even talk about if you don't even read the thing. If you don't even read your Bible, like what are you doing? Like what are you looking for?
Or just taking the time to look into it, man. Look into whatever you believe, look into it a little bit more. You know, if you think that there's nothing out there, well, why?
Yeah.
Why? Because then now you're saying what, you're an atheist and like
which is probably the dumbest
thing out there. And to be honest, you know, I'm gonna shout it out again because the book, you know, I don't have enough faith to be an atheist.
Yeah.
That's a book you can get by Frank Turk, by the way.
Yeah, because you don't.
Yeah, you should give me some money for that one. People buy it.
Agnostic is better than atheism because at least you could accept that something's out there.
Yeah, you have like a doubt whether or not something is out there. That means you're open.
Yeah, atheism is just like you're dead to nothing.
Atheism is there's nothing out there.
Atheism means you can do whatever you want and this is your world.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's not true.
Man. And there's nothing out there. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
And if you think this is just a bunch of nonsense,
that's fine. You can think whatever you want. Just know all those problems that are going on in your life is because of you. It's not because of us. So
seriously,
keep doing your thing, but keep it away from me.
Yeah. Keep that away from me, man. Keep that away. I don't need people like that in my life. I don't need people like that.
No, and you don't benefit my life at all.
That's probably not like a good thing to have because, like, you know, you're more social and people. I feel like you are definitely more the light to other people than.
But you know, as I know, is I'm gonna hide what I truly feel.
Yeah.
Because just because they're naive and they believe that doesn't mean anything. But the reality is, what I'm telling you is the solution that I'm telling you is to actually read your book yourself and figure this out yourself. You shouldn't have me and Fernando over here wasting our time, and not even wasting our time, but just even here telling you.
Yeah.
Because me and Fernando are gonna be good regardless. We know what's up.
Yeah. We know what's good and what's bad.
Yeah.
Good
It's
Lord,
like you don't. But on that note, we gave y'all 20 minutes of content. Me and Fernando will definitely have another one. For sure. Alright. Peace out.
Later.
Yeah.